This is a quick presentation on a new feature which is under development, and that's price lists. And actually it's lists of any kind. And in the base app, or in the application, if we go into text mode, we're going to see a new field on the right hand side called lists. And if we do that, we'll pop up a list. Now by default, all you're going to see is the states list. But in this case, we've actually loaded a template file or a configuration file, and we've got actual pricing for some items. And so, for example, we've got a new service called Cracked Seal Membrane, and this is just text, so I can actually test it out. And it's got a cost of $450. Now, how does that work with our the rest of the configuration? So this is for Dynapure, and if we open up their package, we're actually going to see the drawing format first, and then if we go to the second page, we've got all of these fields, and we've actually taken out a couple of fields over here and made them so they can be populated from the list. And so now when we press inside one of these fields, we're going to get the list of values over here. This will be our pricing list. If I select this price or this service, Cracked Seal, what we're only going to notice is that it populates the service, populates the cost of the service, and since this is the services accepted field, all that is a copy of the cost. It just automatically copies that over and totals up, adds that to the total. So if we had multiple fields in there, this total would just be adding up throughout the entire process, and then we could have the customer sign off on it. They could also, for example, you can actually change this, and two places you can change this. So for example, if we go into one of these fields, so we've got this list of values, but we can actually type in our own value. So we can actually go in and just type in service here, right? Now, since it doesn't have a cost, it's not going to populate that. But again, it'll just tab over to the next field. And if we said that nurse service is going to be $400, for example, it continues on, right? So it's going to take this new cost, it's going to copy it over to our accepted costs, and then basically sum it up on the rest of the table. So with the price list, if we go into these services, again, we'll make it so we can actually add a new service. And actually, sorry, you don't add it on this screen. We can go in, we can edit one of these services. So for example, this another service, we can add a new service, we can remove an existing service, we can put in a cost, and we're going to have this long description. And that's going to be for forms that actually take advantage of it. So this kind of shows how we can actually generate price lists, and then I'll make a method so you can actually automatically upload this as well. Again, this is all under development, but this way that customers can actually maintain their cost list. They'll be able to import that cost list as a separate entity and maintain it. So they can just email it to their guys and they can load it up. Likewise, if you wanted to remove the cost list, then basically you could load a configuration file that would wipe all this stuff out. So that's my presentation on this, and hopefully this is a feature that folks will enjoy. Thanks.